Hello everyone and welcome to Dr. Fluffy, and today in cleaning the litter box we're going to take a look at a video that made me really angry by queer kid stuff. Indoctrination and the poisoning of the mind of children has been used for religion for over thousands of years, and now SJWs are taking from the playbook of religion trying to indoctrinate children into this ideology, and this is already having serious consequences in today's youth. So it shouldn't be no surprise that when kids are being indoctrinated into thinking that trans is something normal and that there's no binary and just can identify with whatever they want, they decide to pretend that they are trans. They decide to pretend they are victims. These levels of indoctrination scar mentally these children. They have no business being exposed to the mental illness of a small fraction of the population. Kids should be able to grow up as normal kids. When they reach puberty, if they are going to be trans, you will know it. The symptoms will manifest. They will be diagnosed like normal people, and they will get the help they deserve. But you don't need to brainwash them into thinking that being trans is cool, is hip. But let's look at the video and you will understand why I'm so ticked off.
Hey there, welcome to Queer Kid Stuff. I'm Lindsay, and today I'm talking to the grown-ups about the importance of LGBTQ plus representation in children's media.
Why? Why does it need to be this kind of adult subjects need to be represented into kids media? I don't think it should. Like, if an author decides for his choice that his work of art should have, that's his choice, good for him. I'm not going to censor him. But trying to push representation just to have representation, no thank you very much. And by the way, if the parents complain about that representation, they have all the right to, because these are adult subjects. We're talking about sexuality. Kids below 13 years old have no place hearing about any of these things.
Hey there, grown-ups. Okay, today we're talking about something near and dear to my heart, LGBTQ plus representation in children's media.
By the way, the LGBTQ pronunciation, that's stupid. Homosexuality has nothing to do with transsexuality and with this non-binary bullshit. Trans is a mental disorder. We already covered this in this channel. If you want, go check my video on the war of gender. Homosexuality is a natural sexuality that happens in almost all mammals, and non-binary is just people who want to pretend they're victims. All of these three things have nothing to do with each other. Now, what I'm going to post in this video is not homosexuality, it is not having homosexuality representation. It's about this trans bullshit to kids and this non-binary ideology. It's pushing these things that have nothing to do with kids, and that kids are not ready to deal with because their intellect is not yet sharp enough. They didn't get biology yet. Sexuality itself has nothing to do with kids.
Where we are imagining a kinder
so
and
I
more
want to
equal
make
future
that
for our
very
babies.
clear. No, you're trying to brainwash kids
video.
with really a lot of buzzwords, and that's not nice. What you're doing is child abuse.
Right now, there is a serious lack of LGBTQ plus representation in children's media.
And that's a good thing, because those are not kids' subjects. Sexuality is not subject for children. That's what we call a rated R subject, you know, for teenagers and young adults and adults in general. That's not for kids.
Steven Universe and now Julie's Green Room on Netflix are the only shows for kids with legitimate LGBTQ plus representation that is specifically geared towards kids. We've already talked about the queerness in Steven Universe, and in Julie's Green Room, one of the young puppet characters is gender nonconforming, which is so cool.
No, it's not. You're confusing kids. You're lying to kids, because there's no such thing as gender non-conforming. You have, again, gender dysphoria, a condition that makes a person think they are the opposite sex. But that, again, it's not a subject for kids. And the non-binary, other kin or any of that bullshit of fake genders does not exist. But if kids that are very subjectable hear this from the media, from kids' media, they will believe it. And you're ruining these kids' lives by lying to them, by confusing them, by mentally scarring them. Kids will be much harder to then reject this stupid idea that defies biological reality.
Otherwise, there are a few one-offs like the moms on Good Luck Charlie on the Disney Channel, and now LeFou in the live-action Beauty and the Beast, but these aren't enough.
Is it just me, or does she look like the Penguin from the second Batman movie? She kinda does, doesn't she? Well, that's creepy. But of course, we already established that these are not subjects for kids, but even, let's ignore that fact. What's the probability of you in your lifetime actually meeting someone trans in person? That's extremely low. Considering their estimation is 0.3% of the population, and that's an overestimation. You know, considering all the fake trans people that exist. So why are you going to be represented everywhere? You're nowhere. Like, it's an insignificant number of people.
And to be perfectly honest, a lot of it is queer baiting. That's when a show teases that characters might be LGBTQ+ and drop small hints about their sexuality, but never actually acknowledge or follow through on confirming their LGBTQ+-ness.
Maybe because they know this is not a team for kids.
They usually do it to bring in a more queer or liberal audience that might not have watched that TV show or movie otherwise. And when kids are watching these stories, those small queer moments usually fly by them without a second glance.
They do it because liberals like you bully them for doing it. But then they are smart enough not to push it into kids because they understand that it's mental abuse for children.
It's hard to really call this LGBTQ+ representation for kids when they might not even notice it. If you think about all the press Beauty and the Beast got for its gay moment with LeFou, you need to remember that kids aren't reading those news stories or press releases in order to get the context that LeFou is intended to be queer.
Good, because kids are not ready to deal with these subjects. Again, this hurts them. These type of subjects, this type of propaganda that you spread hurt them mentally. It scars them. It helps bring that suicide rate up because they become entranced with this stuff. They become these fake non-binary people, and then they commit suicide when they understand, fuck, I ruined my life. What am I going to do now? Nobody wants to date me. I did things to my body that now I regret. Fuck, my life is ruined. I'm going to kill myself. That's what you want for children? That's what you are creating.
The moment in the movie is so fleeting that most kids probably didn't notice unless a grown-up pointed it out to them. And even if they did notice, it wasn't a central plot point in the movie, and LeFou is a villain character.
Yes, it was not a key point in the movie because that's not what the movie is about. Nobody fucking cares. What people care is the story about the Beauty and the Beast. They just shove that in to shut people like you up. And I'm glad that children are not paying attention to that. Because as I already explained, it fucking scars them for life. They are children. They don't have anything to do with sexuality and sexual subjects.
It's actually pretty common for Disney to use LGBTQ+ stereotypes in their villain characters, like Ursula, who was actually modeled from a drag queen. There's also Scar, Hades, and Jafar. Associating stereotypical LGBTQ+ characteristics with villains leaves kids with the idea that queerness itself is inherently evil.
And we all know that according to liberals, the people that believe in, facts, biology, and reality, that gender binary, that binary sexuality levels, those are the evil ones. You are all just victims. We are the evil ones because we represent 99.7% of the human population. Again, underestimated that number because probably more. Probably closer to 99.9. But we are evil.
You can compare the few examples of actual positive LGBTQ+ representation in children's media with the hundreds and hundreds of movies and TV shows for kids that focus on romance between a boy and a girl. You can see this in nearly every Disney movie.
Good. It should be close to 100%. Again, if a director or a screenwriter wants to to do a story about homosexuality, good for them. But now I maintain homosexuality, I think it's okay. But trans, the concept of trans and all of this non-binary bullshit, that's not subject for children. Trans is a complicated subject that affects a very small minority of people. It should not be discussed with children because it's a mental illness. Mental illness is not really a subject for kids. And the non-binary bullshit is just fucking ideological propaganda. It's indoctrination into a fucking dangerous ideology. So no. No.
Children's media has a huge bias towards heterosexual storylines. This leads to a lot of problems, because the larger purpose behind art and storytelling is for us as humans to see ourselves reflected back to us. And seeing your story and identity explored through art is incredibly validating.
And guess what? 99.7% of people look at that screen and identify with this, what they see in the screen. So fuck you. I don't care. People don't care. The representation is probably exactly what you would expect from the percentage of people that live in the countries where that media is made.
Kids who are or might become LGBTQ+ do not see themselves reflected in their stories right now. Kids who aren't and might not become LGBTQ+ are less likely to empathize with LGBTQ+ people because those identities are unfamiliar to them. This leads to bullying and increased rates of suicide and depression in LGBTQ+ youth, and that is unacceptable.
No, what leads to suicide is the illness itself and the fact that a lot of people, a lot of kids are indoctrinated like you're trying to indoctrinate into thinking being trans and being non-binary is cool, and then when reality hits them in the face and they already made too many mistakes and choices they cannot take back, then they fucking kill themselves. That's what's causing the suicide rate. It's not other people that are not exposed to LGBT, because when they are teenagers they get exposed. When they are mentally ready to handle it, they will get exposed to it. Not when they are children. It's because of people like you indoctrinate these children that when they grow up they commit suicide.
The LGBTQ+ community has made huge strides in representation in adult media, but right now it feels like we're taking a huge step back in quantity and quality when it comes to children's media. That's a big reason why I started Queer Kid Stuff. I want to balance the scale and help build a base of knowledge for kids around LGBTQ+ topics because it simply isn't there right now.
If I was a parent, I would sue any company, any television would pass these kind of subjects in kids stuff, in programs for kids. I would fucking sue their asses because what they're doing is child abuse. They're lying to kids, they're indoctrinating kids, they're fucking these kids' lives. And that's unacceptable. And that's also what you're doing. This is sick. This is freaking sick. You have no empathy to these children. No empathy at all.
I believe that when the scales are balanced and there's an equal amount of truly diverse media for children, that we can help kids build a kinder and more equal world. I would love to live in a world where I didn't have to come out to every new person I met or every new job I started or every new room I walked into. I want to live in a world where being straight isn't the immediate assumption.
Of course it's the normal assumption, and it should always be the normal assumption because the majority of people are like that. So I'm sorry, it's the minority of people that have to adapt to the society. It's not the opposite. It's not society. It's not the world that's going to change for the minority, for the convenience of the minority. No, you adapt. You are the one who has to adapt. We have to be respectful, but we are not going to change everything because of you.
That's what Teddy and I are trying to do. We are imagining a kinder and more equal future. And I hope that someday that future can become our reality.
Your kinder world seems like you just want kids into your cult. And that's not a good thing. And you want to start talking about rated R subjects with children to indoctrinate them. You're no different from any religion or even, for example, the Nazi ideology. They also indoctrinated children. Did you know that? Fuck this video. If you... sorry I'm so angry, but this really pissed me off. If you like this video, leave a like, comment, tell me what you think, and stay fluffy.